So if you're a fan of the Colorado Buffaloes or just a college football fan in general, you may have noticed a trend here recently. That Coach Prime is not only getting the Buffaloes involved in these top tier recruiting battles, they're winning major recruiting battles, both in terms of traditional recruiting means and in terms of the transfer portal. And today, we need to talk about the latter. Because Coach Prime and the Buffaloes already have several major wins out the transfer portal, but today, they stack yet another massive win for an inside linebacker that was rated as a top 50 player coming out of high school in his respective recruiting class, transferring out of the Alabama Crimson Tide in Demouy, Kennedy. Before we break this down, y'all know the drill. I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Are you excited that Demouy Kennedy chooses to transfer to Colorado? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions may seem small, but they are massive to content creators such as myself, and we're on a push to 20,000 subscribers. I'd love nothing more than to have you a part of this unbelievable community. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And this is a big time win for Coach Prime and the Buffaloes. I know they've already gotten several massive wins both in recruiting and in the transfer portal, but this, in my opinion, ranks among the best of them. And we're going to start with why. Coming out of high school in the class of 2020, Demouy Kennedy ranked just outside of 5-star range, and depending on where you looked, he was a 5-star during some of his process of recruiting. He sat just inside the top 40 players in all of high school football, regardless of position, and per 24/7 Sports Composite, not only was he a top 5 inside linebacker, he was the #1 player in the state of Alabama. Now, during his time with the Crimson Tide, Demouy Kennedy was utilized in several different facets because he has so much versatility and upside. Not only did he see time at an inside linebacker role before getting injured, but when the Crimson Tide had an injury at running back, several injuries at running back, they turned to Demouy Kennedy and a wide receiver to try and fill in some depth. That is why so many people around the program were interested in what Demouy Kennedy's future could be. It's because of his athletic upside. Now, he takes that upside to Colorado. And I'm not super surprised that Colorado is the destination for several different reasons. First and foremost, we'll get the obvious out of the way. Coach Prime and Colorado are riding a high right now in momentum. You look in recruiting, you look in the transfer portal, you look in the class of 23, 24, 25, a lot of these top prospects, we're starting to see a trend. They have Colorado on their final lists. They're interested in the pitch that Coach Prime and the staff is delivering. So I'm certainly not surprised whenever we're seeing top-tier athletes interested in what Coach Prime is pitching. Another reason I'm not surprised at all is Charles Kelly was on staff at Alabama, was a great recruiter for the staff at Alabama, and coached safeties during his time with the Crimson Tide. And even though Demouy Kennedy wasn't a safety, you can bet those two had a familiarity with each other. So whenever Charles Kelly made the move from the Alabama Crimson Tide and then became the defensive coordinator at Colorado, I thought it only made sense whenever Demouy Kennedy entered the transfer portal that could be a potential destination and a real potential destination. This is an individual that has got a ton of athletic ability. I've already said it before. If you play for the Alabama Crimson Tide and you're an inside linebacker and they have some injuries at running back and you have the ability to go play running back, that already lets you know how gifted of an athlete you are. That on that roster, the Alabama Crimson Tide, you could go to that running back room and provide depth. That's how much upside this guy has, and I'm super interested to see it all come together. But one thing is for certain. If you're a Colorado Buffaloes fan, you have got to be over the moon about this addition and so many others. And we keep seeing this transfer portal class for Colorado continue to rise and rise as Coach Prime and this staff address all of the needs they have. And this is why so many people around the nation are interested in the results that Colorado will yield during the course of the 2023 season. It's why so many people, such as myself, are watching Colorado intently. Not only in terms of recruiting, but certainly in the transfer portal as well, because the transfer portal affords you something that recruiting does not. And that's the ability to get in a guy that you know has successfully made the transition from high school to college. And that's why I think it's so interesting that Coach Prime and the staff have attacked the portal as ferociously as they have. But I have got to hear from all of you. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about this win, because personally, I think this is a great addition for the Buffaloes. Can't wait to see what Demouy Kennedy does during his career there. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.